Big convict right there.
You're just gonna fillet this sucker right off the bone. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fish Out Northwest. Waiting on Tommy Donlin.
This is what you call a bait stop.
Drinking my buddy's homemade wine, living Northwest wild. Hunting, fishing is my kind of style. I float the Wainuchi when it gets hot. I'm proud I own the things that I've got.
Hey, hello, and welcome to Fish on Northwest. Waiting on Tommy Donlin. Here we are, buddy, back in studio.
Yeah, had a wild week already.
Oh, had a wild week, wild weather, wild road trip, the whole deal.
Yeah.
We're going to get into a little bit. Good to see you. You got a little sun while we were out there.
I did. I was working on my tan.
Huh?
Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job.
You're a lot further along this year than I am, that's for certain. So I want to thank everybody for jumping on, joining us this evening. Got a lot of great info to cover as we do each and every week here at Fish on Northwest. If you have not taken the time, jump over to our webpage, if you would, and check out everything we got going on there, all the blogs and contributing information, videos, links. It ties you to all our social media platforms. You can pretty much get to anywhere from there. Also, take a little time, get over on the Fish on Northwest page on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you would, help us blow up those numbers. And also, while you're on the Facebook, or excuse me, the YouTube page or a web page for that matter, click on that FHN20 coupon. We got the FHN20 coupon that is there for your convenience. It takes you right to the Edge Rods link. All Edge Rods through Fish on Northwest are 20% off all the time. Do us a favor, shop at Edge. You will not be disappointed. Quality products coming out of there, Tommy.
Yeah, for sure.
And every line of rod that they make. Hello, everybody. Paul and Larry and all the guys jumping on. Jay Sennin, hello, buddy. Yeah, glad to see you guys all on here joining us each and every week as we do. We spoke of it briefly. We're going to get into it a little more detail, but yeah, we made a road trip over to the east side, man, and boy, kind of caught us off guard day one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're going over there thinking, like, we're going to have some really great weather, you know, typical summer in the middle of the state, and not the case. Not
the case at all. Probably why I keep the bibs and the rain jacket in the boat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I brought zero rain gear.
Yeah, yeah. And about a half hour into the morning, once we kind of had some of the gear deployed in the white caps and the wind and everything, I'm back there by myself in the rain gear. Everybody else is huddled in the cabin, right? It's like, and we're going, well, you know, it's not the ocean, but it's darn close to Puget Sound right now.
Yeah. Well, so, when you point your boat this way, right, and it's going this way, and you're crab walking hard, you know that it's not right.
Richie got some fantastic pictures and video while we're driving of the morning sky just lighting up. The lightning, the torrential downpour, almost hydroplaning with the boat in tow. I mean, it was...
well, we were talking about, you know, hey, should we go, should we not go? Are we going to get struck by lightning? Should we put the rods down?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like every rod I'm putting in a rocket launcher is a lightning rod. And I'm going, this is not going to go well. But we made it work, and we're going to get into that a little bit later in the show here. We got a full recap of our trip, our quest for sockeye. Tommy's first time ever doing that.
I've done sockeye before, but not at Brewster.
Not at Brewster.
Yeah.
Not at Brewster. Good point. So, all right, buddy, running down the show. Got a great show lined up. We will come back from break, and we will delve into what it was that we find ourselves doing. Brewster Pool sockeye, how did we do and what did we learn? We always learn something, especially on new fisheries.
Oh,
right?
your and I brain, I think our brains were going 100 miles an hour, trying to figure out this Rubik's Cube.
Yep. That is the Brewster Pool. Also, hey, where are the tuna? Captain Mark Coleman, longtime buddy of ours, All River Saltwater Charters, Westport Report. We're going to talk tuna. We're going to talk, obviously, salmon. The Chinook fishing is just redunculous.
Phenomenal.
Unbelievable. So, but hey, it wouldn't do a service for anybody if we don't at least get into that tuna discussion, Tommy. I know you're looking forward to that for sure.
Yes.
Bait Lab with you, my friend, Ocean Chinook. We're going to get you all dialed, paying attention to what Tommy's bringing to the table. You got a good one lined up.
I do.
I'm excited to see that. Also, we talked about it last week. We're going to really take a look at it this week. Our Flaming Gorge video that we created, albeit, you know, they're in and out, they're quick and short, but we like it that way. Going to bring you some info, kind of just what we experienced over there when you go on a destination drive, 1,000 miles for Trophy Kokanee. This is kind of what you can be in for. Again, weather, right?
Yeah, unexpected weather again.
What is with these reservoirs and weather? There's a pattern.
Can we get a break?
Can we get a break? And then we're going to close out the show with what I like to refer to as the ongoing, never-ending, once again, rinse, repeat, spring bear debacle.
Yeah, the plot thickens.
The plot thickens. Our commission had a meeting the other day. If you missed it, we're going to fill you in. We get all the details. So don't go anywhere. Lots of info to cover and lots of insight as we get through this next full hour, Tommy, next full hour. So going to jump out for a quick break. We come back. We're going to unwind, unpack our experience over there at Brewster, tell you what's going on with them sockeye and more right here, Fish on Northwest. Defiance Marine is the one-stop shop for the Pacific Northwest angler. Defiance Marine guarantees the best price on a new and best service on a repower for your current boat. Defiance Marine is a Honda Premier dealership and one of the largest on the West Coast. Defiance Marine is a boat dealer who proudly sells Defiance, Allied, and Arima boats. All boats are built by West Coast fishermen for West Coast fishermen. Defiance Marine has all your boating needs to help you get out on the water.
If you're looking for the best fishing rods in the world, you really do need to take a look at the Edge rods. I designed and built new machinery, and I think this new machinery has enabled us to build blanks like no other company can build without this equipment. There is no other rods in the world that are as good as these rods. You owe it to yourself to take a good look at them.
For more than 90 years, you've entrusted one brand to guide you toward living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Now you can entrust affiliated Better Homes and Gardens real estate professionals to interpret your needs and help you find the home in which to live your dreams through every stage of your home buying or selling process. And through every stage of your life, there's Better Homes and Gardens real estate. Expect better.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Duane Tommy Donlin here in studio, and lots of activity here already, Tommy. Lots of guys lighting it up here. Michael, yeah, what's up, Fish Killers? Yeah, you yourself, Fish Killer. Nice shoes, by the way.
I know.
Apparently
these are the corn feds.
Those are the corn feds. Yes, Dave West, lots of information coming in on the email via openings and closings. We're going to cover a number of those. You just mentioned CQ, by the way.
Yeah, they're going back to 7 days a week.
When does that start?
I believe it's July 25th.
Not to put you on
so
the spot,
here in a few days.
Okay. Yep. So we got a number of those, Dave. We will definitely cover as we meander our way through the show. Some of it with our guests, and some of it as we get later into the show. Definitely going to cover that stuff. It is a very fluid management style as of late, it seems. Even with these large numbers, Tommy, we have openings and closings and every other day, and you know we're skip fishing and just all kinds of
and that's
stuff.
a good thing, because I think it tells you that WFW is on top of it, right?
I think so too.
They're very tuned in to what's going on.
Yeah,
they're having the discussion real time, making a decision. So I applaud them for that.
Yeah, versus just letting it run its gamut. And then we get to the end of season, and then once they figure it all out and we're way over, so then we get in the penalty box for next year.
Right. Or the opposite, shut it down early and then never reopen it and leave fish on the table.
And leave fish on the table. So the fact that they're moving it back and forth right now, that works for you and I think a handful of others. So speaking of which, 640,000+ sockeye over the dam. Of which,
that's so many fish.
Right? Of which, by the way, only half of those are above Wells Dam, which if you know where Wells Dam is, Brewster Pool is between Wells and Chief Joe. We're fishing above Wells.
Yep.
Below Chief Joe, below the Okanagan River coming in to that particular, the Brewster Pool, as it's aptly named. So We decided, we're going to team up with our buddies over there at Max, Bobby and Britton, and of course Richie Herod, gracious enough to host us at his house. Pretty sure he knew what he was in for, but he was willing to take it on.
Yeah, he took a risk there.
He took a risk there, but so the 5 of us, 2 days. I didn't even bother to look at weather. You mentioned it at the opener. We're going to the east side.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it, and I saw some rain.
Yeah.
But I didn't associate that with, like thunder and lightning and
fires,
everything else.
Literally torched off fires. So when we got done fishing, we're coming back. The smoke's filling the Iniat Valley, and there's a ridge on fire. And you're taking pictures, and the helicopters are dropping. 3 fixed wings are dropping water. I mean, they're on top of this thing. It ended up being, I think,
750 acres, and they had it well contained. I don't think that any properties were
grass fire,
just grass. Yeah.
But that was how the morning started out. We got there, the flags were standing straight out sideways. People were waiting in their trucks, kind of waiting for this thing to pass. And the more we kept pulling up the radar, the more it just kept saying, 8 o'clock was kind of, looks like 11 now. So, we're just going to go fish at them because we ain't going to wait around for 5-6 hours. Not with these bathroom accommodations. So we're getting out of here. So we headed on out, did the best to get the gear in, running downriggers, 3 lead rods out the back. We're fishing everything out the back. Took us a bit to get that first fish.
It did, but I mean, it was atrocious conditions.
It was howling.
I mean, the wind was pushing us inshore. It was hard to maintain our troll lane.
Yep.
We were crabbing the gear, so we had some tangles we were dealing with. But I think it was still a good call because I think you and I both knew that this isn't going to last all day.
Sure.
And we want to be in the right spot at the time that weather winds down.
Finally settles down. I mean, with sockeye, it's so important to maintain, troll speed. Troll speed's everything.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to go too fast. Way too fast. And and we're getting wind push. We're having that early discussion of we might have to throw the kicker in reverse.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had to do that out on the lake here, right? Just to get to that optimal speed and bow control and all those things. But first couple hours, we're crabbing, completely crabbing, and trying to maintain speed. And once it finally started dying down a little bit, the rain was on and off, on and off. Rain doesn't bother me. It's that wind that's going to put the kibosh to the fishing. But, with that Allied Mustang, we are going to catch her a little more wind than the flat bottom boats out there running around, so we just deal with it. I mean, and how'd you like fishing out that boat?
Dude, it's awesome.
Huh?
It was great.
We got 5, full-grown men in there moving around and fishing.
And we didn't have a problem at all.
No.
And we had we didn't have any bow rods. We could have put bow rods out, but we had 5 rods out the back, and it worked great.
Yeah.
Yep.
So first day, got into it, found some patterns that were working, scratched out a decent number of fish based on the condition, and, enjoyed our day. I mean, it finally settled down, and, the pinks were working. We caught some on the hoochies, and but then it's all about that local intel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we didn't get our limits the first day.
We did not.
And so we were kind of sitting there thinking, okay. But then you see that, you see Sammy out there and Brad, Brad Wagner and Troy Black and all those guys. And you're thinking, okay, what's the deal? What's going on? Okay, what are they doing differently?
What do they know?
Yeah. I think the thing that I saw, from day 1 to day 2, that I picked up on was the profile of the lure and the coon shrimp.
Yeah.
Okay. We were, and I'm talking like a micro difference here.
Sure.
I'm talking the difference between a smile blade, a hoochie, and a medium coon shrimp, and a smile blade, no hoochie, couple beads, and a slightly smaller coon shrimp. Okay. And they were definitely keying in on that smaller profile bait.
Tell you what, we're gonna be up against the break here, so we're going to save the switch up. What we did altered for day 2 that actually got us onto more fish. Was it our change up? Was it the weather? It's a little combination of both. We'll delve back into that later on the show, so stick around because we're gonna break that all down for you. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna jump out for a couple-minute break. We come back. Our buddy Mark Coleman, full-on tuna report, and how about those Chinook out of Westport right here, Fish on Northwest. The new leader in heavy gauge aluminum boats. Allied boats have standard reverse chine and lifting rakes to help you plane faster and run at lower RPMs. Allied boats have several models to choose from, ranging from a 19-foot Mustang all the way up to a 32-foot Liberator. So regardless of what type of heavy gauge aluminum boats you are looking for, Allied Boats will have it for you. Contact Allied Boats today to learn more about these incredible fishing machines.
Hi, this is Joe and Megan from Archery World. We have 4 store locations. We are at the Lacey location right now. I just want to highlight some of our camping gear. We have Mystery Ranch packs. We have crispy boots. We have 6 Hour optics. We carry Havalon knives. We carry Garmin products as well. So it's not just archery. We want to try to make this one-stop shopping for you guys. And so if you need it and it puts you in the outdoors, we probably have it. So come down and see us.
Hey, welcome back, Fish on Northwest. On the phone, a guest, no stranger.
Yep.
Previously, Tommy, and we've known Mark a long time. Mark Coleman, All Rivers Saltwater Charters captain, and been out there on the ocean as of late. Tommy's been out there chasing some salmon and some tuna, and it's going well. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Hey, so we got an update on the fishing rigs, Mark. You want to break that down for us?
Yeah, so you're talking about salmon here in area too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with the strong as the fishing's been, we've taken a pretty big chunk out of the quota. So before things got too out of control, the powers that be met and came up with a game plan to slow things down a little bit. So starting tomorrow, it's going to go from 7 days a week Chinook and coho to 5 days a week Chinook, but they're going to keep coho open 7 days a week. So you'll have salmon opportunity, all through. And then, for guys that want to run down to Area 1, that's going to be open for king 7 days a week as well. So that's an option as well for guys that can run down there.
That's phenomenal.
Right, yeah. So no Chinook retention Friday and Saturday, is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
In Area 2.
In Area 2. But like you mentioned, you can still go out and get your 2 coho, so it's not like you're not salmon fishing. So, hey, when we talk about Chinook and Westport, you hear guys talk about inside, outside. Guys are fishing inside, finding them near, got to run outside. Kind of break down the difference inside, outside, and where are a lot of these Chinook right now being found?
Right now, most of us are fishing out in deep water, 300, 325, even up to 350 feet of water. And that's where the fish, that's where we got the season started, basically off the commercial report. And it's kind of funny. I can't tell you that there aren't fish or even better fishing somewhere else, maybe on the beach, maybe in 180 feet of water. But you know how it is with good fishing and fishermen. When we have a spot, we all just keep going back to what's working. So can't say that there's not fish in other spots, but pretty much on the daily we're running out there about 300 feet of water, and the Chinook's deep and the coho are up high, and it's just been incredible. I mean, probably the best salmon fishing that I've seen, in my short time around here. And I'm hearing kind of the same thing from some of the guys who've been out here for decades. Yeah. So it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal year. I've been following you and your team, Mark, and they've been putting a lot of fish on the deck and a lot of nice kings too. So for those folks that go out there and they may, maybe they're in the zone, but they struggle to put the fish on the deck, what would you recommend, especially if we're talking Chinook, what would you recommend in terms of presentation and gear?
What we use day in, day out, and it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but we use some pretty boring, plain Jane stuff, and it's stuff that has been working for years and years and years, and we don't really change our gear a whole lot. We have confidence in it, and we know where to put it. So putting the gear in the right spot really is number one. So whether you're going to do a flasher and a hoochie, or a flasher and a spoon, or a plug on without, just a plug down deep or whatever, if you're getting that gear where the fish are, what it is you're using matters a lot less. And these are just guidelines, of course, but 180 feet on the wire down to 280 on the wire or 300 on the wire is going to be your Chinook zone. Now you're going to catch coho there. You're going to catch a few coho there, and we're catching a few kings with the gear up at 50 feet as well. But, the down deep stuff's more Chinook, and with a little mix, and the up high stuff's more coho. And the fish are in pockets, and you'll go 20 minutes and it's quiet, and you'll get three, three at a time maybe, and then you go 20 minutes and you feel like you're not in the spot. So we're hearing a lot of guys, losing confidence and wanting to move, and we're making like 5 to 8 mile trolls.
Oh, wow.
Just with it. Oh, yeah. Just going and going. So just stay confident with your gear down through the quiet times, and, flasher and hoochie. Honestly, that's all we use.
Is that a north-south troll? Are you sticking with, starting north and then trolling south? You're not trolling to the north?
Whatever the winds are doing. So most days it's out of the north and we're trolling down the hill, but there's days where it's coming from the south, and we typically will go with it. It's just easier. It's more practical and easier, and your gear fishes more consistently, at a speed. It's not, you're not pounding through waves and getting knocked down and knocked back. And so we tend to just troll with it.
Hey, Mark, we're going to be up against a break here real quick, but before we do, jump to coho just briefly. What am I changing up, if anything, really, if I'm actually targeting coho versus going after those Chinook?
What we've been doing is just bringing the gear up high, 50 and shallower on the riggers, and putting some divers out with herring on the divers. But the same Chinook gear, the flasher and hoochie or spoon, is going to work up there for the coho as well. And you'll get kings up there in the mix too.
Gotcha.
And when the coho come, it's usually a few at a time. So make sure you bring 2 nets.
Hey,
good idea.
For sure.
Yeah. Do us a favor. We're going to jump for a quick break. I'm going to hold on to you for a couple minutes. Come back. We're going to delve into this whole tuna discussion. Sound good?
You bet.
All right. Jump out for a quick break. We'll be right back here with Mark Coleman on Fish on Northwest.
Contract Security Service provides day-to-day peace of mind as they protect people and property. Here at Phoenix, we provide service for multiple state and federal contracts with services ranging from uniform, patrol, alarm monitoring, canine detection, executive protection, as well as investigative work. Recruiting highly qualified officers is the first step in building a strong team. If you are prior military or law enforcement, go to www.phoenixprotectivecorps.com and apply today.
New days, new beginnings, new friends, new loves, new dreams, new goals, new scenery, new job. No matter what the next chapter holds, Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate will be there to help you find the new that's right for your lifestyle at any stage of your life. Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. Expect better.
Sportco, an outdoor emporium, is the largest local outfitter in the Northwest since 1975, providing thousands of people affordable outdoor gear. This summer, make your next outdoor adventure more affordable by shopping at our warehouse-style pricing. We are a local Scotty dealer, offering sales, service, and repair. Located in Fife and Seattle, come visit us today. The outdoors await you.
Yep, for sure. Oh yeah, big fish. Yeah, buddy. Nice fish. Oh, beauty. Gorgeous fish.
Bobby's on the board.
We got a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, geez, come on.
nice fish. Nice fish.
Welcome back, Fish on Northwest. Hey, we are on the phone with Captain Mark Coleman, All River Saltwater Charters. Tommy, probably got to get a little tuna discussion in.
We do. We have to get the tuna discussion in. Of course, my favorite topic, probably Mark's favorite topic too.
Probably.
So we got to cover it.
Yeah.
And Mark, I think, over the past, I don't know how many years, you've kind of made a name for, yourself, All Rivers and Saltwater Charters, and just your whole team and kind of the culture you've created in Westport. You made a name for yourself in being, the first, the first person that goes out and actually pursues our tuna run. Can you talk a little bit? I know you got out there, you got some early success. Talk about what you're seeing and kind of what do you think of the water, right?
The water I like a lot. I liked it on the shots, and being out there, been out there 4 times in this since last Saturday, and the water structure is amazing. There's a really good break right around 40 to 45 miles, just real traditional, right where it starts to get deep. Temp and chlorophyll break there, nice clean green water to look at, and then it gets warmer and cleaner blue and good water to look at that. So the water's all there. There's a few fish around. It's tough. There's not, it really hasn't been anybody else out looking around. So I can only pick such a little spot, area to look at each day. And it gets challenging, but we have run into some fish. We ran into fish on our first trip last Saturday and our second trip. And so it's just it's all starting to come together. They're starting to show up.
Yeah. Any other previous seasons you would compare this to, whether it's like on par, it's late? You get the conferences going on social media. Oh, they're late, they're early, they're not here, they're not going to show. What is it? In your mind, what are you seeing comparatively?
Typically, we see this get going from anywhere from like mid-June to mid-July. And it all kind of starts the same way where, there's a few little schools that have come over and you're having inconsistent fishing, and it just builds and builds and builds. And so to say that this is late, it's hard to say that really, especially with the offshore reports that we're getting from the commercial fleet. They're seeing some really strong fishing and fish that are moving east by the hour, and it's cool to track where these boats are in my conversations with them day to day. They're constantly on the move this time of year with that offshore fish. The offshore fish don't hang around anywhere out there. They're just moving east, basically feeding along the way, and they really don't stop and stack up until they get inside here on the edge. It's the only real structure. So they almost never have a two in a row good fishing day. They'll have 2 days powerful fishing, and the next morning they'll be gone, and they move east, and then they find more fish, and then they just start to stack in the inside here. Yeah.
One of the topics that we've discussed in the past, and I think last year we had one of the worst runs we've seen since 1991, if you look at the commercial catch rates. And we also noted that last year we had a really poor run on anchovies. And it's hard to say that the correlation between the lack of anchovies and the lack of the tuna run is necessarily causation. We don't know that for sure, but what are you seeing on the anchovy front in Westport?
We're doing better than last year. They are slowly filling the pens. Mike Cornman there at Westport Seafoods, who runs that bait operation, feels that it's about 25% better than last year. Maybe even a little bit more than that. We're all cleared to buy bait. Anybody can come over there and buy bait, and no restrictions or anything like that. It's interesting to think about whether they are related. I would say so far, what I'm hearing and seeing for tuna, it's looking better than last year, and here we are with a better anchovy report as well. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that this keeps going. The boat's out fishing right now, so obviously they have bait to go after, to be out there trying to put it up. So,
all right, hey, we're gonna have to bounce. Got to get on out here. Yeah. So it happens quick. Appreciate the info, Mark. Always never enough time. Always too much intel to get through. But always appreciate you taking time because you're extremely busy. So come on back, join us anytime.
You bet, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Mark. Have a great night.
Captain Mark Coleman, All Rivers Saltwater Charters. Look them up on social media platforms and their Facebook page or web page. Tons of info. They're fishing everything. and do yourself a service and jump on board with them. All right, going to jump out for a quick break, Tommy. That does it for the first half of the show. We're going to come back. We are in the bait lab with you.
Yes, we are.
Going over Chinook techniques for Ocean Chinook. Don't want to miss out on that. Don't go anywhere. Couple-minute break. We'll be right back here at Fish on Northwest.
Sergeant Daniel Moulter began his tour of duty on October 21st, 1996, and ended his tour on June 27th, 2020. On the authority of Constable Carlos B. Lopez of the Travis County Constable's Office, Precinct 5, badge number 504 is officially retired, and Sergeant Dale Moulter is 1042. Godspeed, Sergeant Moulter.
Honoring fallen law officers of 2021. The 2022 End of Watch Ride begins in May from Spokane, Washington. The ride across the country to honor the men and women of law enforcement who paid the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our communities will cover more than 23,000 miles. We ride to ensure that no fallen officer or their family is ever forgotten. EOW relies on sponsors and donations to cover this cost. Please consider donating to help support the families and departments of the fallen officers. You can donate by visiting our website at www.endofwatchride.com/donate. Please support the Blue.
Hi, we're Joe and Megan Malico, owners of Archery World up here in Lacey.
We're a full pro shop, so we have a full pro service also. We have a huge indoor range. We carry 11 bow lines, all the major bow lines, and then there's subsidiary companies too. Like if we carry Bowtech, we carry Diamond. If we carry Matthews, we carry Mission.
When you come in, we're gonna ask you, what kind of price point you're looking for. What's your hope, what's your goals with this bow, and with that information in mind, we'll point you in the direction of, that price point bows, and then maybe give you the option to test fire, maybe a higher level bow, just so you can compare. But it really is all about getting what it is that's going to work for you.
We don't upsell anyone. They shoot it, they like it, they don't like it, they don't get it. We don't operate like that. And so if you need it and it puts you in the outdoors, we probably have it. So come down and see us.
Hey, welcome back to Fish on Northwest. I'm Tommy Donlin. We are in the Bait Lab, brought to you by Sportco and Max Lure. Tonight we got a special topic. We have an absolutely phenomenal Chinook and coho run this year in the ocean. So with that going on and all of our areas pretty much open, and it's been a melee, I wanted to cover kind of the mechanics behind how to make leaders, particularly around the ace high fly from Silver Horde. So that's what I want to break down for you today. And it's really important because, as you build this lure, there's a lot of variables that go into it. Where are your hooks at? Obviously color is important. What kind of action are you trying to impart on that hoochie? Because remember, you can't just troll a hoochie off of the downrigger clip, right? You have to give it action, so you have to put it behind a flasher. But leader test is important, your leader stiffness, and then obviously your length. So I'm going to break that all down for you right here. We're going to go to the table and start that discussion. Okay, the first thing you're going to notice, and then again, the reason that we're talking ace high flies is because when you look at this product, not only does it have a lot of the properties that we love, the UV, the glow, but they just are flat out getting it done. They've also got quite a substantial eye, which I believe is key, and this doesn't matter whether you're jigging or you're running a lure such as this for salmon. It doesn't matter, they key in on that eye. So one of the things you will notice with all the ace high flies is they've got a really dynamic, visible eye to them. Okay, so I've got, this one is the herring aid, and right here, it's been getting it done. One of the things that we're going to start here in this discussion is these spacing beads. Something that you're going to notice is I've got 3 soft beads. Okay, 3 soft beads and then 1 small hard bead. The hard bead isn't as important that it's a hard bead, but the fact that it's soft. Think about it this way. When you have a Chinook or any fish really come up and bite that lure on the troll, you don't want them to feel a lot of that hard plastic, right? You fill it up with those hard beads. If they take a swing and they miss that lure, they may go, huh, that didn't feel like the texture of a herring or the texture of an anchovy. That wasn't quite right. So running those soft beads, you can help avoid some of that. Okay, back to the table. The next thing you're going to know is you're going to see the hook placement. Okay, this is set up. With this setup here, I do not run a herring strip. I'm just running it straight. The thing that you have to remember, as you start adding things and stuff to your hoochie setup, like a herring strip, extra beads, another bead between the two hooks, things like that, you're adding weight to the rig, and that changes the action. So this is a rig that's set up strategically with two hooks, and you're going to notice that they're pointed the opposite direction. Okay, they're offset. If I were to pick this up, you'd see this one will probably spring to a 90-degree offset, between 90 and 180 degrees from the trail hook. But that's really important, because if you got the hooks on one side facing the same direction, the fish could miss it. Okay. Now the other thing is, if I slide this ace high fly back down, okay, and contact the beads, as you look at the skirt, you're going to see that the skirt ends before this hook point. So the trail hook is sticking completely out of this skirt. That's really important. You need something exposed in case they don't fully commit or they short bite your lure here. You want that hook sticking out. And just a disclaimer, I did not pinch the barbs yet. They will be pinched before I use them, but I just tied this rig up for this particular demo. Okay, so keep that in mind, don't hate on me. The other thing that I do want to mention here, as we look back on the table, is I've got a smile blade up here. And I think one of the cool things about this Max Lure Smile Blade, this is a 1.5 size. This one in particular is I believe it's called a Glow Burst. Okay, they come in different sizes, 0.8, 1.1. This is a 1.5. This thing is UV and glow, and it puts off a hell of a flash when you tow it behind a flasher. You're going to notice that I put a small bead between the head of the ace high fly and the smile blade. You need something in here that acts like a small bearing so that this smile blade can spin effortlessly. Now the reason that I've gone to smile blades as opposed to spinning glows is for that profile look that it gives off. It's going to give off a heck of a lot more flash. It's got more surface area on the smile blade, so it's going to get a bigger light reflection off of a smile blade as opposed to a spinning glow. Okay, so that's really important. The next thing I want to cover is the leader. Okay, so you're going to notice that on this particular rig, I've got 40-pound test. This is Maxima Ultra Green right here. 40-pound or 50-pound is really good. Also, a lot of guys use fluorocarbon. It can get a little bit spendy, but the reason you use fluorocarbon is because it's got that stiffness to it, right? It's not necessarily like you need to trick this salmon, you know, with fluorocarbon, but it does have the stiffness, so it imparts the action on the hoochie. Now, here's something I want you to think about. When I give you a leader length, and a lot of folks measure this way, it's measured from the very tip of the swivel to the very trailing edge of the trail hook. Okay, it's the total overall length. This one's sitting at 33 inches. Ocean Chinook are pretty aggressive. Okay, they're pretty ferocious. And the other thing is, you want that action imparted on this. You start lengthening your leader, you go to 48 inches, you're not going to have as big of a whip on this lure. And again, it depends on the weight. So, you know, as you look at this lure, I've got 5 beads total with the ace high fly. I've got a smile blade, and then I've got 2 Owner SSW 5/0s on this rig. So it's got a little bit of weight to it. If you start adding more to this lure and creating more drag, if you lengthen your leader out, if you go to 40, you go to 48, you're going to have a lot less action on your hoochie. Okay, so you want to start with something that's somewhere in that 30 to 40 range. This one's 33. I tie up different leader lengths, and when I start off, I'm always running something a little bit different, right? Maybe I'll run one side at 40, one side at 30, and if I'm just getting bit at on the one side, I'll swap it up, right? So something to keep in mind. If you're not getting bit with that leader length, change it up. But you're never going to see me run 20-pound for my leader length or 30-pound. It's always going to be 40 or 50. So that's really important. Okay, back to the table. Okay, the other thing I do want to mention is that Ocean Chinook absolutely love ace high flies. It's just part of life. And so these things will get absolutely destroyed after you catch, you know, a handful of fish on them. So you're going to notice that, you know, when they designed and rigged this herring aid ace high fly, right, which has the blue, a little bit of the chartreuse, it's got glow, it's got a sparkle pattern in it, and then in the middle of it, it has this almost like double helix looking glow tinsel in the middle, and that gets beat up really, really good. And so what you can do is, you know, if you have your outer ace high fly still intact and you got this beautiful head and you don't want to just throw it away and start over, I highly recommend getting some tinsel inskirts. You can put this on the line and use this head of the tinsel as kind of an extra bead. So maybe you're going to take a bead away from here, you add this in here. Now the thing that you're going to have to do that I highly recommend is once you put that new tinsel in to replace what was lost, you want to come down here, you're going to notice a length difference between the tinsel and the primary ace high fly. You want to come in here and cut the tinsel to make sure that it's all the same length. And by no means do you want this tinsel impeding that trailing hook. Okay, you don't want it over that trailing hook. You want to make sure that trailing hook is absolutely exposed. Okay, so that's the mechanics of how to rig this lure. A couple smile blades that we've been using here. You've got the lemon lime, and you've also got the UV glow. And then in terms of your total colors for your ace high flies, these are the top producers that we've been seeing, and it's pretty much unanimous. Whether you're fishing at CQ, Nia Bay, La Push, Westport, doesn't really matter. These are getting hammered. You know, you've got your green spatterback, your chartreuse spatterback. You've got kind of this purple UV, and then you've got a white. If you're fishing really deep and you want that extra visibility, I will always use, you know, that white ace high fly. Kind of the same approach when we go to halibut and lingcod. So keep that in mind. All right. That's the mechanics on how to rig a lure. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back in studio on Fish Hunt Northwest. A Northwest favorite for almost 40 years, Arima boats are manufactured with pride in Bremerton, Washington. All Arima boats are built without any structural wood materials. That is why Arima boats are backed with a lifetime warranty. Arima can offer every boat with Honda outboard packages so that you can take advantage of the reliability and 5-year top-to-prop warranty from your Honda outboard. Call or stop by Arima Boats today and let them help you get into your very next boat.
If you're looking for the best fishing rods in the world, you really do need to take a look at the Edge rods. I designed and built new machinery, and I think this new machinery has enabled us to build blanks like no other company can build without this equipment. There is no other rods in the world that are as good as these rods. You owe it to yourself to take a good look at them.
All right, welcome back here in studio, Duane Tommy Donlin. Nicely done there, brother.
Thanks, man. I absolutely love rigging. It's a passion, and I love sharing what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see it comes across in our bait lab because one, we only show things that we have found success with.
Yep.
And two, we only show things that we personally have confidence in.
Yeah.
And we're willing to share that intel.
Absolutely.
So we're never putting anything up there that you and I don't do firsthand or haven't done or fished together or whatever. So you guys can, take comfort in the fact that we are putting it out there what what actually works for us, and we're willing to share that because, hey, this works great, found success, and I'm telling you, and Jeremy John said on here, man, I love smile blades. I'm like, yeah, I'm using them more and more applications and more types of fisheries. Those things are finding a place.
Yeah.
So, with that, speaking of weather and conditions and reservoirs and that type of thing, we talked about last week after we returned from Flaming Gorge in Wyoming and destination Kokanee, trophy Kokanee destination. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Why would you drag the boat 1,000 miles? Well, there's good reason for that. And was it a stellar year? Was it absolutely on fire, lights out? No. Was it a fishery that, once again, it had to go put in some time and kind of learn? Yes, absolutely. Kind of like doing the Sockeye deal. It's not in our backyard. You're going to travel. You're going to spend a day or two dabbling in these fisheries and made some new friends along the way. I want to show you a little bit of what that was all about right here. My number one fear out here is lightning.
Yeah, I'm not scared of anything but lightning. That's what I'd be worried about.
I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Watching that storm to see. You like left-handed?
I do like left-handed reels.
You like this fish?
Yeah. She's like, yeah.
Okay. It's a line killer. How did we hook that fish in these conditions? This is crazy. I don't know what we got.
No how-tos on how to catch a big lake trout out here.
Right, that's not the goal. Yeah, we're
wrong speed.
Yeah,
that's why it's so weird.
That's why it's dead weight.
Big kokanee.
That is a big fish. Keep coming nice and slow. Keep drilling.
It's coming.
And then you're gonna how did we get, oh my God.
That's the biggest kokanee I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Holy cow.
Look at that kokanee.
Oh my God.
Okay, we got one on the far planer board, so it could be a big rainbow, it could be a kokanee. We'll find out. I like that 9-foot rod. Captain Casey at the helm. Jessica on the camera. We've known each other for what? 4 days?
Yeah, a few days.
3
Give or
days.
take.
Like, stop. Now you're gonna reel to that weight.
Oh, geez.
Nice and easy. Lift slow. Nice rainbow. Let's pull some line. Nice rainbow. On the side planer. There we go.
There we go.
And we keep these because it's a decent fish. They cut really red, just like the kokanee. Got that on the Max Double D Dodger and a little bladed lure I made up. Yeah, people throw these back and they cut extremely red. And you get 4 fish out here and you can only have 3 kokanee in your limit, so you might as well keep some of these trout because they taste really good.
Right hand.
Sure.
Come on, somebody. Crying out loud. Someone do it.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Hold this one for a second. Somebody said, "Hey, fish 7 rods. It'll be fun." So, yeah, if you keep them coming up.
If you want to come over,
we can work yourself. Back up. I get more.
Okay.
I get more. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It's a really nice fish. Yeah. No. Okay. Nice big cutthroat. Look at that.
Oh, I got a cutthroat. Oh, there you go. Watch that hook.
Yep, there you go. Look at this water behind us. It's so flat and calm. This is probably the best water all day. Morning started out a little interesting. Didn't even have time to introduce our guests. Okay, this is Casey and Jessica Evans, and you guys live here in Rock Springs. Yeah, and avid hunters, which we'll get into that later on. But we had a great time at dinner last night, and like, hey, you guys want to go fishing? Absolutely. What'd you think?
It was an amazing time. We had a great time.
That's it.
Got in a lot of action. We ran a lot of poles at once.
Yeah, 7 rods out. Side planers, downriggers. What I found out here the last couple of days is staying in that 70-foot water, bouncing between 60 and 80, but 70 foot in. Those big kokanee came 22 feet on the downrigger. Some of those big rainbows and some of those other kokanee are out there on the side planers, you know, with a ½ ounce of lead on. 150 feet back behind the boat, probably 15, 20 feet down the water column. So pretty consistent whether we're on the downrigger or you know, on the side planer. Multiple colors, oranges, pinks, gold blades, max lure smile blades. 1.1s definitely got it done. 0.08s definitely got it done in pinks and golds. Just a variety. And I stuck with the 3 days I got out here on the water, depending on weather, was literally oranges, pinks, and gold of some combination or another. Double D Dodgers with Max got it done. Yeah, just a variety. So glad you guys could come out here and check it out.
We appreciate the invite too.
Yeah,
you guys,
glad to be here.
I mean, this is in your backyard kind of. You guys come out here and fish Mackinac and kokanee and stuff, you know. But I'm from Washington. I'm just trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
So kind of our program we do out here, and you know, there's guys and gals that have this place dialed. I'm not one of them, but we do tend to find success. And I take, every time we come here, I take what I've learned or experienced or discovered. And you saw my notes.
Yeah,
right?
use it for the next time.
Gonna use it for the next time. So wow, check that out. All right, we got to go. We'll see you guys soon. Well, there you go, Tommy. What'd you think?
That was phenomenal, man. That looked like a fun trip.
It was a really good time. It was a little challenging based on weather that morning, and you know, even the previous days where I was out there. One day I went out solo, got my 4 fish, a couple nice big 20, 21 inch kokanees, you know, and it's just you just get in that environment. You're just learning, and you try to take what you know, capture or gather the first day and apply that to day 2. And I think I mentioned it last week, the biggest change I made day 2 is I went back to Neeson squid or Anderson squid, remembering that was a game changer, and that really seemed to get a lot more fish responding to the gear and what we were putting out there. So great people, the Evans. I mean, can't wait to really tie in with them, do a little more hunting and stuff in Wyoming.
Yeah, they seem like really good people.
Great people and a good connection to have. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little sight or insight into what that is all about there at the reservoir at Flaming Gorge. And one of those you just need to put on your bucket list. Every year is not off the chart, but even on downturn years, if you grind it out, you're going to find some decent fish. And if nothing else, you can go after Mackinac, or you can definitely put a boat full of them big rainbows and those big cutthroat in the boat daily. So awesome, fantastic time. All right, jumping out for a quick break. We're going to come back, close out the show. We got a little bit of bear debacle to discuss.
Yes, we do,
and a couple highlights on some fishery reopenings and extensions and things happening. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back right here at Fish on Northwest.
All Defiance boats are built without any structural wood materials. That is why all boats are backed with a lifetime warranty. All Defiance boats come standard with large fish boxes that are fully insulated so that you can ice your fish properly all day. All Defiance boats are foam flotation filled and unsinkable for the ultimate in safety while fishing offshore. Before you buy any boat, stop by or call Defiance Boats today to ensure you are getting the very best glass boat your money can buy.
Cutbacks in funding and fewer law enforcement resources are affecting our businesses and communities. If your business is feeling the effects, Phoenix Protective may be the solution you are looking for. They offer security solutions customized to meet your needs. From remote video monitoring in their 24-hour control center to a proactive, experienced security professional on site, Phoenix Protective has over 20 years experience in ensuring the safety of their customers. Team members are highly trained and proactive, giving them the ability to adjust to the changing needs of their customers. Customers choose to work with Phoenix Protective because they provide the next level in security support to industries such as schools, hospitals, transit, and utilities. For a security assessment to see how Phoenix Protective can help you and your business, visit their website at www.phoenixprotectivecorps.com and select Contact.
Welcome back, Fish Hunt Northwest. Duane and Tommy Donlin. As we wind it down here, buddy.
Home stretch.
We are on a tight schedule.
Yep, and we will have going forward.
We will be subjected to a tight schedule going forward. So with that, I did take time. I don't know. I found some time, believe it or not, earlier this week to. I was getting my oil changed at the dealership, and I sat there and put that meeting on, and it literally filled the time, and I could not believe what I was hearing. As this meeting progressed and they got into the allotted time to discuss the spring bear and whether or not they were going to move forward with any type of decision-making process or come up with some masterful plan, of which they succeeded, and even delving deeper into this, what is I refer to as the debacle that is. So it all started with Chair Barbara Baker, and here is the motion she put before the commission, Tommy. And this is completely drafted and planned and executed with laser precision, in my opinion. I moved that the commission supersede the action adopted on January 21st, 2022. So they're basically taking what they already had said they were going to do and just throwing that in the back room with a commission intent to sequence review and potential revision. Potential revision means, hey, we're going to take a look at this thing, of the department policy on spring bear hunts prior to any rulemaking for annual season, and to convey to WDFW Game Division staff that the commission does not want them to prepare an annual season proposed rule for a commission decision in October of 2022. Yeah. That's not a surgical strike.
Yeah. And as you're listening to this, you're probably thinking it's word soup, so I want to help break this down a little bit. So the commission, the WDFW commission, right, that, we have talked about ad nauseum,
yes,
that we have great concern about, that commission, okay, they said, hey, don't prepare a proposal for the spring bear hunt.
Right.
Don't even
set
bother.
A season,
right? Yep. Because we need to hash out a policy first, right? And, you got Director Suswin and even some of the other commission members saying, what are you talking about? There's already a policy in place. There's already a management plan there. What are you talking about?
Yep.
It's like if I had somebody working for me and I said, hey, you're doing the job wrong. You would say, well, okay, tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Right? There's none of that going on. They're not saying, well, this is the problem or that or the problem. They're just saying, we don't like it. We need to determine a policy.
It was to the point where Reagan, who's one of the newer commissioners, she opted to kind of put in there some word salad of the fact that there was concern about the bear population, the impact that a spring bear hunt would have on that. Director Suswin raised his hand, jumped in right away and said, look, I just need to correct the words that are being thrown out here, in that we as a department and my staff and the science data that we have supported and proven and provided, we have no concern, as we have a very robust bear population in the state of Washington, and we have no qualms about conducting a spring bear hunt moving forward. And so just to make sure we're all on the same page here, we don't have a concern that there is an impact that we need to be concerned about to the spring bear or to the bear population if we conduct a spring bear hunt.
Right. Yeah, and really what it comes down to, and Makaisi called it, it's nothing more than ensuring that we don't have a hunt in 2023 or 2024.
Correct.
They're trying to drag their feet, make this all political, just so we can't get another hunt in 2023. That's what they're doing.
I refer to this as political agenda posturing, and they're just coming out with means of, tying it up in political jargon, which is to say they want to review this policy that's been in place and has done just fine. The bear population is robust. We don't have an impact on lactating sows, as we've already determined via the science that Stephanie provided way back last year. But yet we have these commissioners that are hanging their hat on the fact that, well, the policy is conflicting. Are we hunting for deprivation? Are we hunting for the thrill of it? Are we just killing bears because we're killing bears? I mean, you could what if it to death. You can throw out all these random acts of thoughts that have no bearing on the policy, and you can mix it all up with this verbiage and just have your constituents on your panel go, oh yeah, I agree with her or him because it is very conflicting. Well, it's really not. If you would read it, decipher it, realize it's been in place, the director and staff stand by it, and it's been working just fine. So again, this is nothing more than their ability to drag this out. You're right. McIsaac made a point. Went on point, basically holding his commission to task to say, you're all but killing a spring bear hunt for 23, and I might as well say 24, because you're not going to get this policy done. There's no urgency, was his. There is no urgency. We don't have a sense of urgency on this. You're not going to get this done.
Right.
So, again, we have our 4 commissioners who stood by.
Yeah, we had 4 that stood by and supported the bear hunt, the bear policy in this case, and then 5 that voted yes to basically delay the process, claim that there wasn't a policy. And I want you to know who those commissioners are. So the commissioners that voted yes, meaning that yes to not considering the proposal for a spring bear hunt in 23, those were Chair Baker, Barbara Baker, and then Commissioners Rowland, Smith, Reagan, and Lemcole. And I got to say, Lemcole's a shock to me, and it's disappointing because he was presented himself as a hunter, a gatherer, a fisherman,
an outdoorsman,
and so to see how he's voted so far since he's gotten the commission is a complete disappointment.
Yeah, he's toting the line. He's toting the line. And here, as we extend this out further, look, it's no secret, Dr. Kim Thorburn and Don McIsaac, they are up for, their term is up, December 31st, 2022. Based on the handwriting on the wall, because they have aligned themselves in the quadrant that is in favor of spring bear. They want to see and provide opportunity. When opportunity has been proven, it should be given to the residents of Washington State. They should maximize opportunity when it's in favor to do so for game management. And because they walk that line and they're on that side of the fence, I'm pretty sure they are not going to be reappointed. If I had to bet right now, Tom, I would bet that they are not going to be reappointed.
For sure.
We're going to get 2 replacements that tote the line with what we've seen put in place here the last year and a half.
Yeah, and what the other thing that really disappoints me is not only do these commissioners have a lack of knowledge, but they're lazy. If you were really concerned, why would you not benchmark the other hunts in the other states and how the bears are managed in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming? That's not
by the way, we had a young lady that was attacked by a bear, not too long ago. So there's more and more bear sightings in more dense populated
Same thing with the cougars too.
100%.
There was a 9-year-old girl that was attacked just south of Hunters over there where we were over the 4th of July weekend.
Anyway, more on that to come. It's going to continue to drag the feet, and I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about this as we move into 23 with no spring bear hunt on the agenda. So with that, we do have some openings and closing or extensions. Hey, Marine Area 7 is reopening. It opened today. Now, this is one of those season management decisions, game time decisions. Hey, we're going to reopen Area 7, albeit for 72 hours, 3 days today, so you have 2 days left, tomorrow and Saturday, to go get some Chinook in Marine Area 7.
And it's been hot, so go get it done.
It has been hot. They're up against 44% of the harvest quota. 800 of the 1,800 quoted fish have been retained thus far. 17% of the unmarked encounters. I mean, they got the numbers in here. Only 9% of the sublegal encounters. So, there is definitely some room in there to go get some of these fish here in in July, and of course then it's going to open up in August. We'll get that August fishery.
Yeah,
is what's going to happen. So they're giving us 3 more days in July is essentially what it is. So,
and then we also have some more halibut openers, which is, I got to say, the amount of halibut opportunity is absolutely phenomenal. Like, I can remember the days where we'd go to Nia Bay and we knew that even though that first day was going to be a crappy weather weekend, we knew we had to be there because we were only going to get 3 or 4 days. And I can't tell you how many years we got 3 days, shut down, 4 days,
done,
shut down.
Yep.
And so we've got more halibut openers, not only in area 3 and 4. 3 and 4 will be open Thursday, August 11th, 5 days a week. Thursday through Sunday or Saturday, and then again September 6th, 7 days a week. Okay, that's areas 3 and 4. But not only areas 3 and 4, marine areas 1 and 2, Westport. Okay, we got 3 days in September and 3 days in August.
Yeah,
check that out. August 19th, 25th, and 28th, and then September 3rd, 4th, and the 23rd. That's phenomenal.
We are talking about an August date potentially in your boat. Could be phenomenal. I have some shiny little creatures in that freezer right behind us.
Yeah, we're going to drop them. Yes.
Pretty excited about that, aren't you?
I'm excited about that, for sure.
You think a 14-inch kokanee is going to get it done?
Yeah, I think a 24-inch kokanee would get it done. But,
I think a 4-pound
I think those ones are getting eaten.
yeah. I mean, there is upgrading, but man, give up a 4-pound kokanee.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, 14-inch kokanee, I'm good with that. We're gonna put that down there and see what happens. So excited, man. We get some summertime halibut and salmon combination. I think we're gonna go out there and get it done. With that, also, hey, just announced today before we jumped on here this evening, we actually have one additional to add to your limit on the Baker Lake sockeye. So in other words, they're going to continue to contribute fish into that fishery. They're going to truck them from the fish trap up to the lake, release them, and they're going to put in enough fish into the lake, Tommy, that they're going to go ahead and allow you to have a retention limit of 3 Baker Lake sockeye, some of the very best sockeye in the state of Washington. Like any other sockeye destination, you don't just stumble on it, man. You got to make some plans, and go get it done. So, all right, buddy, that's going to do it for us this week here, Fish Hunt Northwest. Always a good time to bring you guys a show live each and every week. Next week will be our first installment that will then be presented to you or then put up a week later up on Root Sports. So that is, as we're retooling the studio here and getting this all up and going, pretty exciting stuff. A lot of work ahead, but we're going to make this happen. So excited to be back in here each and every week. Excited to bring you guys the content and really appreciate everybody jumping on here tonight and participating. And with that, have a great weekend. Have a great first half of the week next week, and we'll see you next Thursday right here, 6 p.m.